Well, hello there. It's dark and it's raining. So I decided we're going to have a little chat. This is a perfect time. We're going to chill together. I'm going to talk at you. And we'll go from there. Because, I've been so busy this last week that I've been more focused on everything else that's going on. Some people might be curious about the actual person. So, I guess if you're trying to keep up with me, here you go. I guess we can call this a vlog. Vulcan log. um, it's it is what it is. I'm not gonna get all philosophical. I'm not gonna try and spread no zeal or anything like that. It's not like that at all. It's you wake up, you do your job, you help your neighbors, you go to sleep. You wake up, you do your job, you help your neighbors, you go to sleep. You wake up, you do your job, you help your neighbors, you go to sleep. Um, with that said, I have been neglecting my body just a little bit, and I definitely need to be wearing some more PPE just because blood's not supposed to be coming out of your lung butter. And my voice has been getting a little bit deeper, and a little bit deeper, and a little bit deeper. And it's getting a little bit harder to breathe. And I know this is mold exposure, and I know that I fucking was preaching it earlier, and I decided not even to listen to myself. Um, doesn't help that I'm a smoker, but this is life, man. This is our life. This is San Carlos Island, and I've decided that each week, we're gonna call it a Sunday stroll. Each week, I'm gonna take you around. I'm gonna take you around the island best I can. And it might take a little bit to get the neighbors and everybody comfortable with the concept. I'm probably the first little bit is probably gonna be me talking to these guys and like, hey, look, I'm your neighbor. I live over here. Here's my story, and I might even have to cut the camera a few times. I might even need to find an editor to blur some faces. It's one of those, but it's gonna be each week a little bit more progress. I might go different parts of the island that I haven't gone to yet, and the corresponding island adjacent being Estero. Show a little bit more of what's been removed, but simultaneously, and again, this is so long as I'm not getting harped on too bad by my own neighbors and everything, and people who are just like me, kind of sick of tourists coming down with phones and everything like that and sticking that in everybody's faces because, not everybody wants their privacy invaded like that. Not everybody wants their destruction showed like that because this was people's lives that were destroyed, and not everybody is comfortable with that being displayed. So bear that in mind, and I have to bear that in mind as I go around. It's it's one thing to want to show what we're doing out here, but at the same time, not everybody that's down here that's gone through this is okay with that. And with respect to them, I do have to be careful where I take my camera and what I show, just because everybody's been going through it down here. Everybody's had their different stories, and and then some of those are really just a matter of click at the very top of the bar and just do what the search engine do. You know what I mean? You're a human just like me. I'm pretty sure you can figure out how YouTube and Google works, right? So with that in mind, like I said, I'm gonna show as much as I can, show as much progress as I can, and get around as much as people are as friendly with me doing so. I like I said, just like everybody else, I'm kind of over it, but at the same time, I live here, so that's my justification. So long as my neighbors are comfortable. I will reiterate that 1,000 freaking times. So it's surreal to me to see one of my videos go over 500. Definitely blessed by the algorithm. That's wonderful. That's actually pretty cool. You have to understand, as somebody who I've had a YouTube for since I was in middle school. I never really posted content, and I wasn't doing this to be some influencer or anything like that. I'm not trying to get rich and famous off that. I'm just trying to let people know that now that the news cameras are gone and everybody heard about Hurricane Ian and the destruction it caused, what I'm attempting to do is more or less show how we've gone since then, how the rebuilding process goes, and things of that nature. Because, in my opinion, that's just much an important story to be told is, hey, this destruction happened. Oh my goodness, all these lives got upended. Yeah. And we rolled up our sleeves and we got to work. Some of us, like me, needed to leave for a little while. When we came back, we got to it. Sometimes we had complaints. Sometimes we had to kick and scream. Sometimes we had to embarrass ourselves and be a little bit more drunk than we needed to be. But we've all, in a way, kind of had that moment collectively. And I've had a few people tell me that because I had my own personal breakdown this week. And, a couple people are like, look, check yourself. But also know that everybody has been in that same position of needing to freak the fuck out for a second. So kudos for doing it in a controlled space. It's taxing, man. It's the day before you had a place to live, everything was great, and then you have to leave because you are literally in an evacuation zone, and you come back to a situation where your house is completely unlivable and you are reduced to being in a tent. A lot of people in this world know that. I'm not trying to say I'm anybody special. I am not trying to say that, oh, poor woe is me, nothing like that, because you know what the reality is, there are plenty of human beings out there that are living in the similar circumstances who have had either this happen, or the bank came after them, or maybe they just made wrong decisions. I am not unique in any sort of way in what I'm going through here, because quite frankly, my neighbors are going through it as well. So I'm just telling the story, man. Watch this place rebuild alongside me. Stay or don't, subscribe or don't. I don't give a fuck. Quite frankly, it's just, this is my page. I'm going to post what I choose to. I'll clean up with my language if I really have to, but I probably won't. But other than that, this is just my way of expressing to the outside, because when you're so wrapped up in what you're doing in this, your brain gets a little lonely, and you gotta express outwardly. So when I'm so busy that I can't make phone calls to home or anything like that, or if I just don't know how to put into words some days what's even going on, YouTube is more or less there for me to express how I see fit. So with that in mind, welcome to my page, and thank you for listening to me to talk into my little black screen in the dark and the rain like a fucking weirdo. Stay weird.